Wow, so this is Lovelock Cave here in Nevada, just 20 miles away from the town of Lovelock. Imagine, 10,000 to 8,000 years ago, giants were potentially living here. This is the lower part of the cave down here. That's what we looked in on the way up. And it probably would have gone deeper, but the massive amounts of wind and rain and even water coming up to this entrance from the lake would have filled this up with mud, dust, and obviously bat guano. So there may be more layers. This is where all the pits were found. Deep inside the cave down there was where the mummies were found. And this just shows you, it looks like they may have even carved it out slightly. It's not just natural. So it was in this cave where all the Saiti-Ka, or the cannibalistic giants, hid out when the Paiute and other local tribes had enough of them. They decided to exterminate them one by one, and eventually, by shooting them with arrows, eventually they all came to hide in here. And tradition states that they set fire to the entrance where I'm standing now, with all the reeds and bush and everything, smoked them out, and they all died. But the thing is, all the bodies that were found in here were properly mummified, or most of them anyway. Some weren't. It's like 120 feet wide, 30 feet deep. It looks like it's pretty much blocked any further down there. I can't really see any evidence of ancient carvings in here, although we know they did do this kind of thing in Winnemucca. All the artifacts have now been taken out of the cave. Most of them are in the Smithsonian. Some are on display in the Lovelock Marsden House Museum. Some are in Humboldt Museum. Hopefully we're going to see some in Carson City and Reno museums and historical societies as well. So we're just standing at the famous entrance to Lovelock Cave. You can see it behind me, so I'm just going to contemplate for a moment. And let's take a look at what this actually looks like from the air, because I want to see this in its context. Imagine this entire area, all this area below us is full of water and reeds. And let's get a sense of the landscape here that these ancient giants used to live in. So let's take a little walk around the other side, and it goes all the way around there and down there. So this whole area just down here, this is where it would have been, the water would have come up to here. It would have been full of reeds. And there's even a story you can see all over there as well, the reeds and the water. There's a story that the Paiutes, before they kind of banished the giants, the redhead cannibals, to the cave, they burnt all the reeds across the whole lake. So they would just end up living in caves, because they'd apparently come from the south, these giants, and made up residence here, and they were taking all the different, sources, survival sources, the foods and other such things, as well as eating the local people. So they kind of, slowly tried to wipe them out, but it was like a war that went on for a very long time. This is just an amazing cave. I mean, look at this. Makes you wonder if they've actually burrowed in here and actually made it bigger. You've got a really good view facing kind of west. And this would have been full of water. Absolutely amazing. That's the road all down there. To come up here and park around the back. Look at that view of Lovelock Cave. Isn't that something? That is absolutely stunning. But it's just up here that there's something I want to check out. There's a signpost up here. I'm not sure what it is, whether it's just describing the view. Let's go and find out. Right, they're calling this a prehistoric shopping mall. because you got chub, fish, goose, rice grass, cattails, desert hare, pine nuts especially, all in this entire area around Lovelock Cave. It's just amazing to consider that there was such amazing stories going on here with these cannibalistic, red-haired potential giants, the Paiute tribe, a great long war that went on between some tribes, including the Paiutes and the so-called giants. The fact that they were recorded as being able to kill people just by looking at them, that's like a sorcerer. And these are traditions of sorcery and high magic that we find in the Ohio Valley, which we're going to be heading to in the next week or two to look for more giant evidence. But the fact that you've got that kind of sorcery, that kind of magic going on in this area is really interesting, especially if it's like several thousand years BC. And just imagine, like 6 to 11 foot potentially giants living here, just existing in this area. And you can just imagine there's more caves here that have kind of fallen down, that have been covered up. I bet you there's more to be discovered. There's more skeletons, there's more skulls. Even in the lake behind me over there, I guarantee with the burials, the type of burials that the red-haired Saiti Ka were doing, more will be discovered. And so, just amazing to be here, to be in this legendary place, which has helped rewrite American history, but also is one of the key arguments for giants existing here in North America. There's some interesting legends here, I mean, I'm just going to read you something from our book, Giants.